Some journeys start with a handshake and grow into a lifetime of memories.
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Hope everybody's doing great. It is Titanium Tuesday. I gotta clean up the desk a little bit. I guess I could leave some of that stuff sitting out. Hope y'all are doing well. Finishing up 2 belts this morning. That's the last thing I saw there. Good morning, Mr. Miss Trouble Bunny, Mr. Pete, Mr. TC, Mr. B Shady, Mr. Drummer, Mr. Robert Jones, Mr. Michael, and I think that catches me up. Trouble Bunny is working on some leather belts this morning, maybe. I think leather is what she works in. Let's see. So in my front pocket last night, I carried a couple of knives on washers last night. The first one I carried was my VECP Les George clone. It is one of the nicest knives on washers that I've got. It closes pretty dang easily to be on washers. I love this knife. I noticed how much I like the clip on it last night too. Clip works very nice. I seem to like wider clips that have a wider area of contact. But the VECP is an awesome knife. Then the second one I had was my custom FJ by Laconico clone that is in M390 blade steel. And it even has the words Bowler M390 engraved on the inside of the scales so that you know that it's real Bowler, which is pretty cool. So I had those 2 in the pocket last night. And then in my back pocket, I took my straight back drop point version of my Ultratech. So those are the 3 knives I had. Now, very quickly this morning, we need to jump over to Firefox so that everybody can get in on this if they haven't yet. But the Mojaves are out. That came out in the middle of the night. I posted it about 2 a.m. to the Discord. But they are out. And I am kind of glad that the first versions that came out were these by Jufool, because the milling pattern I like is the Epicenter, but I like these other two also. So I bet y'all can guess which two I bought. Probably not hard to figure that out. And just so you know, AliExpress cannot show the fuller on the blades. They have to Photoshop it out. But something really cool you can see is the lock bar milling like the original. And just in case you don't know what the original looks like, it has a fuller that runs the full length of the blade. So these do have that fuller. And there's the milled lock bar access. And you can see that in these pictures pretty good. I bought one of each of the plain Janes with this pattern. Reason I'm glad Jufool came out with these first with these patterns is because, like I said, hopefully Lemifshi will release the Epicenter pattern and maybe copy one of these and do it better. They're 99 bucks. If you'd like to grab one. I did not grab the blue one, Michael. I don't like that blue color. I don't like either one of those. Like, I wish this was more teal, more green, bright green, and I wish this one was more blurple instead of that regular blue. I think it might be a little blurple, but they could have done better with that blue color. And I don't like the green that they picked. The green looks better. C looks better than the blue to me, but good thing about buying the plain Jane ones is I can make them any color I want to. So I probably will make one of these two super bright colors, probably a bright green with a purple clip or something. But I have asked him to send me some video or pictures of the real blade, and hopefully he will do that. Oh, he already did. Wow. All right, cool. We got videos and pictures to look at. Let me figure out how to get those shown on screen safely. Give me just a second to get logged in over here. All right, this account. I'm going to actually share a window I don't normally share, which is my Chrome web browser. I try to keep it private with all my private stuff on there. But let me bring up these videos and pictures here. All right, let's see what we got. Let me share this window over here. See if I can find it. Come on, where you at? Video capture device, no. Let me add a new source. Hold on just a second. Window capture. Google Chrome. Okay. All right. It's all zoomed up funky. Let me fix that. All right. Let me lock that. Let me open this first video and let's see what this thing looks like. Oh, it's got the milling lines in the fuller also. So that's awesome. And it does have a little bit of a blurple to it around the edges. The lock bar, we get to see also. Action looks pretty good. Is that seaweed? What is that? What are we looking at there? Huh, that's weird. All right, let's go check out the second one here he sent. Yeah, the fuller looks great. I can't wait to do a flipper tab delete on a Mojave. They look really nice. We're going to go look at a couple of comparisons. I don't know why it keeps showing that ancient Chinese medicine. Wow, that one closed really good. All right. Now, here's the inside of it without Photoshop, so that's cool. You can, and I've got a video that we can go look at for comparison. Let me bring that up. Hold on just a second. Let me pause that. All right, so over here, you can see that the original has the same lock bar insert with the two little pins. It's got double detent. Double stop pins. Sorry, I was having a brain fog. It's got dual stop pins, just like the original. But let's go back. Let me flip back and show you the insides of this one again. So you can see the two stop pin locations. It's got the same exact weight reduction milling. You can see this little pocket here and the lock bar relief and then the lock bar insert with the milling on it. And if I go back to the original video, we can watch, you can see that same pattern of milling.
Awesome. Oh yeah, there's the milling pattern. So you can see, if I can get this to pick up, yes. So, that's a choice. The pattern that the machine makes, milling that out, you could have it just zigzag, but that is a choice to make it look cool and gives you an idea. So, of course, I bet that's T15. They make their own screws. So, yeah, of course, that's T15.
T15, wow. I wonder if that's a good question. Let's go back and look at this one. See if they look like T15s. We cannot see the screws. Let's go to a different picture here. He sent a bunch of them. So there's what it looks like with the fuller. And the screw looks pretty big. Let's try to see if he shows us the lock bar side. Yeah, right here. All right, so the pivot, well, we can't see. I can't tell what size that is. It looks bigger than a T8 to me, but it might not be. Milling pattern looks great on the fuller and everywhere else. All right, let's see what else he sent. One last one. That pattern. Super cool, super cool. They got the milling on the, look at the nice milling on the lanyard hole. Like they even got that nailed. Wow, I'm impressed. Color me impressed. Those lines are super clean. So are those. Good morning, Ashton. Anybody else who might have popped in while I was talking to myself? All right. So now that I've shown the Mojave, let's go back and look at the video for just a little longer on this.
Where the skiff bearing sits. Little bearing race. And let's take this guy and see. So there's your two stops as the blade comes around. And
I think all knives should have that.
Being a conversation.
One for when it's open and one for when it's closed.
They have different, you know, they adjusted those to you know, control how far the blade goes in and goes out. And the channel that was cut in here, originally there was some concern in the prototyping phase that the blade might hit, so they wanted some extra relief. Then they decided they liked that, and that's a good QC idea to say, hey, is the blade centered in there? There goes one bearing. Going to try to maintain the orientation of the bearings. In there. There we go. So this guy's a little tight, but again,
what is that little place on the blade?
Number 2.
What is this right under his thumb there?
The second one.
There's a little circle. Let's see if, what is that right there? Is that where the detent is on the other side of the blade? It's got to be something with the detent.
In there. There we go. So this guy's a little tight.
But maybe again, that's where, no, that, the detent's on the other side.
Proof number 2. So literally the second one, what's involved, if that hammer to do something fun, there's your milling. Jinx myself now. I'm going to start an internet firestorm with everyone out running around measuring their Mojaves. 26 grams. Okay, so this starts to make more sense. So 38 grams.
Wow, he gives weights for everything.
22 grams.
That's pretty wild.
Grams. That starts to make a lot more sense. The blue dot, I'm willing to bet there's something internal at machine-wise on these stop pins due to their diameter.
Not sure what that is on the blade, though. Let's see if he...
If I take... Oh, yeah, those... Okay, something to a stop pin. Detent. And the bearings are nice. And okay, so those are... There's your milling. Gonna lay all this stuff out real quick.
Yeah, you can see that place on the blade.
Scale. I guess the fair thing to do would be to take the pivot. I want to make sure. I want to try to keep.
All right, let me go back one more time to look at that inside picture. See if it's got that on the blade. So it just has a regular detent hole, but it's in the same place. Okay, so it does have to do with the detent. And the detent ball on this one is just a regular, but it's in the same position, so it lets me know that that is a little place for the detent to go into. I guess they just made a recess so they can adjust it up and down right there, so they can move that little piece in and out to make the detent ball set in there deeper. Or maybe it's adjustable, I'm not sure. All right, so got the Mojave out of the way this morning. Let's go back. And I wanted to talk about a few other things this morning. Let me see. Oh, yeah, so Winter Pudding, the guy that, you know, made a bunch of knives for Jufool and made this full-size FSD. He lost 160 shipments in customs from people that ordered from December 9th until like December 16th. And the claim that they gave him is counterfeit postage. And he probably got screwed by his importer. He said it makes no sense for a merchant to skimp on $20 worth of shipping in order to, for a $100 knife to lose $100. All the responses that he gave in the post were pretty good, letting me know that it wasn't his fault. So he has had to replace all 160 orders. So if my math is mathing correctly, that's 16 grand that he lost. And that would kind of suck. There's a big post on Reddit about it, and he's in there responding. Yeah, somebody mentioned that does happen in the Clone Watch community as well. But let me show you here what that post says. So that post, oh, there's the video he just sent me. That's cool. Somebody posted it. Somebody's looking for a $395. All right, so the post. There's a couple of breakdown pictures that I posted of the Ekis and the custom FJ when I took it apart last night. But there's the Bowler M390 I was talking about on the inside of the scales, which is pretty cool that they put that on there. All right, so the post is, whoops, dang it, didn't realize it was this far down. Well, where is it? All right. That's not the post. Could have sworn. Well, we can find the post here by going here and looking at the comments, finding his comments. Come on, go to his account. All right, comments. Here's where he said, so this is the post. It says a total of 160 orders were detained by customs and reissued again. If I really forged the postage, how could I send the package to the United States twice? So he also responds down here and says, friends, all AliExpress sellers can't send the goods themselves, and the goods are sent to the agent logistics company. So they don't really have a choice on who they use for shipping. If the seller reissues no goods, China. Yeah, Chinese businessmen themselves are unable to transport goods to the United States only through logistics companies. And then he says, no merchant would be foolish enough to lose $100 of merchandise just to save $20 of postage. So anyway, he's dealing with a major snafu. So that was interesting. All right, yeah, I figure it's the shipping importer trying to get over and make some money. And it could just be that they're not claiming the correct value. I think it could probably be the fact they're trying to send $100 knives and mark on there that it's a $3 knife. And maybe customs wised up and said this couldn't be a $3 knife. I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of it. Tucson TS 254 maybe. I bought one of these last night. It's a cool little it's a slip joint by Tucson. That's an integral slip joint. which is pretty cool, actually. I got it for 30 bucks on Knife Swap. And y'all know I like my two sons. And it's M390 blade steel and a little slip joint. Was trying to find some pictures. Hold on. So here's the back of it. Here's a video of it. But you can see it's an integral, which is pretty dang cool. It's got a weird shaped blade. But for 30 bucks, I was like,
What's
run
up,
it.
guys? This is Rodney with Gearcore EDC. And because there's just one of them and
Come on.
Of 640.
Yeah, it's got a funny shaped blade.
Contacted Tucson, and
all right, here it is.
That was
coming up.
This would be a $300-$400 pot. The that and from option 3 to me quality. It has been.
Come on, there it is. So it's a rattlesnake design.
And this is designed by a rattlesnake. It's M390.
But I was like, man, a Tucson and M390 for 30 bucks, like I couldn't pass it up.
In and out of pocket. It is a little thin, but it's designed. You can see here, if I can get it on frame to where you can see it, how the pocket clip has a slight curvature. Now, I don't know if this is by design. You can see that about right here, it ramps up just a little bit. Right here. My lighting in here is horrible. I'm
glad I don't sound that country.
Taller where it mounts. Even though this knife works pretty well in pocket for what it is, it's a flaw in my eyes. You know, it's not showing steel with being on it. $100.
It's a flaw starting out.
And finish screws. This screw here. Put it.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to hear all this. I just want to see the blade.
For an integral, you have one other knife by him. It's got a picture.
All right, that looks pretty good.
I think I have one other knife by him. It's got a
good sound too.
Walk and talk for an integral. You can see that this spring bar rides up and it's bolted in instead of the spring bar the entire perimeter or in the entire back of the frame. Nice lanyard option. Clip looks decent. Nice blade. And it's got fingerprints on it.
All right, yeah, I grabbed one of those. And grabbed something else too. Can't remember what that was. Oh yeah, I grabbed another. Oh my goodness. I just about dropped my keyboard. This is the keyboard I type with every day. Yeah, what was oh yeah, I grabbed another one of the full size, the winter pudding FSD that I just showed. And next, I wanted to talk about something that Pete kind of brought to my attention yesterday. And that is that a lot of companies in China that start off in the knife game, they all kind of start off making whatever knives people ask them to make. And unfortunately, or fortunately, that happens to be clones a lot of times. So even companies like Kaiser, he could be from Tennessee, just not from the city. Like, luckily, I grew up in the city, and I try to enunciate better than a lot of my family, but a lot of my family sounds as country as he does. But yeah, he sounded pretty country. So anyway, what I was getting at is Kaiser got in a big kerfuffle like 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. And this video came up.
The guy got super nervous. He's like,
So it says, my Tango design has been ripped off by a company called Tubatu in China. Sometimes they use the name Kaiser. They are here at Blade in a booth selling this knife. Please do us all a favor and don't buy Chinese ripoffs. They owe me money and won't pay. The only legitimate Tangos have my signature on the blade. Thanks very much.
it doesn't look a thing like it. It looked exactly, so it's pivot and everything. Yeah, it's the K-I-Z-E-R. That's what they were.
Yeah.
I mean, it was aluminum with a different color. Oh, it's not the same. Like, yeah, but it's just, guys.
Everything was the same. Everything was the same.
I don't think it's titanium. I think it was aluminum.
It's aluminum, yeah. It's garbage.
It's aluminum.
It's titanium. All right, so that's the knife in question. Which was kind of wild because here's another video that he found.
Okay, my YouTube fellows, I can promise you one thing is that probably this video is going to be.
So this is one of their old school boxes.
It's a full titanium scale.
And this knife, I thought it was the same one I had, but it's actually not. What is the K? Let's see what this model number is. Let me type in Kaiser. Whoops. So it is the, not sure what the, but Knife Center, looks like they sold it. So what I was getting at, Miguron started the exact same way. And I'm trying to find that Kaiser. I guess I'm just going to have to go down through here until I find it. I've got too many Kaisers. Aha. So this is the one that I've got that's from the exact same era. And I did a flipper tab delete on it. Let's see what the model number on this one is. K1401B1. K1401B1. KI401B, and mine is the B1. This is just the B. So it might be the same knife. But the Kaiser V3, that is the number, the model number of the one I have. The one on screen looks a little shorter. This one looks longer. But maybe it's the same exact knife. I think it might be, honestly. But this is that knife that I show y'all all the time that is the main reason why I delete flipper tabs. Because on the top up there is how it looked originally. And it looks terrible in my opinion. And at the bottom it looks like a whole different knife. And that also reminded me last night when I showed what I call my nice knife case. That is basically all 90 of the knives that I don't have like a bunch of from the same vendor. But I've still got all my titanium Kaisers and all my titanium Kubeys and all my titanium Tucsons that I don't include in my nice knife box. But I've got, all my nice Kaisers too. But they live in a totally different world. They live in their own box because I've got so many of them. But I do have you know, a lot more, quote, nice knives than just those ones I showed yesterday. And I love me some Kaiser. So I'm glad that they switched from being a clone manufacturer to doing their own thing, because they've definitely spent the money to hire good designers. And they've put out a ton of great knives since 12 years ago. But it basically just lets you know that, you know, China really doesn't know what goes on over here, and what the, you know, they don't care about somebody coming up with an idea. If somebody wants them to make something out of metal and they can make it, they'll make it and sell it. Like, and I kind of get it. They don't have any allegiance to our country. And actually, they have the opposite. They have some disdain for our country. So yeah, I kind of get, you know, we would do stuff to them the same way. But I love my there's some oil all over that one or something. I love my Kaisers. I'm a big Kaiser fan. I think it's because of the value you get. And every single one I've gotten has had pretty dang good action right out of the box. Like, I can't ever think of one that I bought that didn't like almost have perfect action straight out of the box. Some of them have super smooth action. But yeah, they have no allegiance to us, nor do we have any to them. And I'm sure if we had a way to do something against them, we would do it without feeling bad about it. It's just we don't have... What was the second to last? I believe it was this one. Is that the one you were talking about? Or the Hulk? I think these were the last two, the Cormorant and the original. This is a Kaiser original. Sever. If you didn't know which one this is. Oh, it's all good, Pete. You're the reason for the topic. Oh, that was a Momo. No. Yeah. That's the Momo, right? Yeah. This wasn't black when I got it. I dyed this one black. Oh, it's the Mystic. Sorry, not the Momo. It's the Mystic. I don't know why I said Momo. I've got it too. It's right here. Yeah, it's the Mystic. And they make a mini Mystic also. They make a smaller one of this. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry, Sever. But yeah, I do have a bunch of nice Kaisers that I can go through as well. I showed all the other ones, so I might as well look at some of these. That's another one that I would delete the flipper tab on in a minute if it had a thumb stud. This is one that's on washers. That's probably my second best besides the VECP. As far as washer knives. That's a wild one that doesn't look like me. I got that one just because people always talk about it. there's the VK Vulpex Kaiser. This is an awesome one. I can't recommend the T1 enough. The T1 is an awesome knife. And the Veritas and of course the Militol are both awesome too. This is the October. They make a mini October. And this is one that I think gets slept on a lot. And it is the Uprising by Kim Ning. Two is iconic, four has clean lines. Yeah, this one's on washers. And it's super smooth. Like it'll drop, I mean, it'll close very easily with a little bit of wrist. Like I wish all my Spydercos felt like this knife. But this just goes to show you what Kaiser can do. Or what anybody could do given the right tolerances. All right, so let me throw these back in there and we'll look at a few more. Y'all got a question about any of these, let me know. This is the Graziazo, something. Pretty wild knife. Very easy to open and very comfortable. But it's got that crazy recurve. It's got perfect action though. Love my Militol. This is the Rogue, in case anybody was wondering. And this is my Eliminator 2 by Michael Vagino. All right. Then we have, let's see, where did I get to? I got to right there. Then we have a bunch of my Laconicos. Yeah, the Huntsman. Oh, you're right. I've got that other one I said, but that's not it. You're right. Thank you, TC. I've got that one I did mention, but we'll come to it here in a minute, I'm sure. So this one is my Laconico to be determined prototype. Yeah, no, you're right. That was the Huntsman. This is, of course, the Gemini, another Laconico. This is the Tien, which is a weird little knife. This is the Shoal by Kim Ning again. So the same guy that made that, the Uprising, same guy that made this one, made this little one here. The one I said I think gets slept on. He made that one. And then we got the purple crossbar lock sheepdog. Now we're getting into the other end. I've got, this is one of the most comfortable ones. Yeah, the TN is weird. This is another one. Oh, wait, this is the same one. My God, Chip. Here's the Graziaso or whatever. This is the one I was calling the Huntsman. I bought them both within the same week, and they kind of... Graziaso. So that's that one. Then we got the, what is that, the Sparrow. And then my L-Max Drop Bear, which is one of the best This is one of the best crossbar lock knives in existence with LMAX steel. And this one, I've never talked bad about this carbon fiber just because of how smooth and good this knife feels. It's so buttery. Their clutch lock, I swear, feels like no other. And then this is an interesting one. This is their Cyber knife. And it looks just like the Cybertruck. And I wanted to show y'all something I found last night, which is very interesting. Then I've got this Escort. If anybody ever runs across a Kaiser Escort frame lock, I need one in my life. They're very hard to find. These crossbar ones are pretty easy, but they make a version of this in a frame lock Escort. So if anybody ever finds one of those, please remember me. This Cyber knife, though, let me show you what's going on with it. So last night I was browsing Amazon, and I ran across this knife right here, which is from a brand called Tiger. Now, my guess is this is another brand that Kaiser has started in order to release some other knives that they've got the programs for and the materials for. And because this is the exact same knife, and it's got better blade steel. It's got M390 supposedly. And the box, and it really is that brand because they have the box and everything. It's got the name on it. So that was interesting to find. And they also make a G10 and 154 CM version of it, which I thought was cool. But you can look at this one, and everything about it is exactly the same. I could hold it up here and try to do the back and forth, but it's the same knife. Yeah. Same frame, same everything. But Tiger must be a Kaiser affiliated brand, which is pretty wild.
Grazioso.
Grazioso. That's kind of what I said. That's kind of what I said, B. Shady.
Grazioso.
Grazioso. I was close. But yeah, this Tiger brand. So I didn't even do a search and look for Tiger knives and see where it leads me. TigerAuto.com. What in the world? Oh my God, they sell outdoor stuff. So they bought a bunch from Kaiser. All right, so they don't make knives. Kaiser OEM them a bunch and threw the name on it. So that's what happened. This company that does outdoor stuff wanted to make some money on some knives, so they got Kaiser to OEM them some. Oh, look, I bet these are also copies of Kaiser models. If not, Kaiser OEM'd them, I guarantee you. All right, well, we got to the end. We got to the bottom of that. That was easy. I always like figuring out stuff like that. Yeah, the Escort, it's my profile or it's a badass profile. This crossbar lock feels buttery smooth too. Like their clutch locks are something else. Both of these are great. All right. See what I got next here. We'll start moving back from this way. Let me put these up. And that was the Sparrow. And it reminds me of this one, which is the Guru. I don't know why the Guru reminds me of the Sparrow. But it does. It's a thumb stud only, which is pretty awesome. Grazioso. This Towser S, or whatever it is it a Towser S? Yeah. This little thing is a little beast. Like, I know a few of y'all have this knife, but this little thing is a little beast. And it's got that perfect action just like the rest of them. I swear, like once you feel a Kaiser, how smooth they are, you will buy more of them. And if you don't, you should, because if you get a bad one, I don't know what to tell you, because there's not many bad ones. Michael, yeah, that's cool. You got the same one. All right, we got a few more here. We got that one. We got the V3 that I brought out earlier with the flipper tab delete. We got a couple of my world's largest pivot. Got those. I was going to do a project. In fact, let's use this knife since it's so wild and funky. This one I wanted to refinish. Let's use this on Thursday to do the acid wash and the black titanium and see what this turns out when I turn it black. So we'll use this knife, since I got two of them, we'll use it on Thursday and we'll give it a good acid wash blade like this one has, and we'll do a black handle on it. This is a newer, inexpensive one that I got that I absolutely love by Damn Designs. It is the Invictus, and it is a great plunge lock knife. And it is a plunge lock, but man, it's smooth. All right, there's another Kaiser. And this is one of my all-time favorites. This is the Mini Towser K, and this is a White Mountain Knives exclusive. And it is buttery smooth too. Their crossbar locks, I'm telling you, their clutch locks, besides Kunwu, I've not felt any that feel this smooth and this solid. But this Mini Towser K is an awesome little knife. This is the Mini, I think this is the Mini Mystic. Yeah, this is the Mini Mystic. They didn't have many versions of it to choose from, so I got this clear acrylic one. This one, I have no idea what it is. Oh, yeah, it's the coniferous. Oh, this is the one with that V-lock. So it's got that weird lock that makes no sense, that goes into the V of the blade there. So the liner in here has got a V shape on the end of it, and it goes up into that V, but it doesn't fit good. It goes up in that V of the blade there, but it doesn't fit snugly or anything. So it's kind of weird, but it's a cool knife because it's titanium on one side, micarta on the other. It's got a good clip. A pretty cool little knife. Then I got this one, which is the Pelican Mini. I want to get a full-size Pelican if this is the Mini, because this is a big knife. Well, that was no good. Well, that one's not locking up. Wow. Still not locking up. It's way off. Like, what's going on with this knife? It's not anywhere close to locking up. Did I put it back together with the stop pin wrong? Good old Kaiser quality, baby. Huh. Well, that's something we need to check out. Put that up there. I don't even know what that is. This is the Z43. I've never had a bad Kaiser. This one used to work. Something's gone wrong with it. Oh, wait, it's locked up now. Now it's locked up pretty good. Aha. There's something going on with this alignment. I bet I've put the pivot in backwards or something. All right, when I really slung it open, it locked open. So, tolerances. Yeah, gremlins. Somebody's been in my knife case. That mini Pelican's pretty cool. I don't mind knives that have weird blade shapes as long as they don't have a recurve. Like, I like how that one gently curves all the way. I don't mind weird blade shapes as much as I don't like recurves. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know if I ever took that one apart. I mean, it could have warped just sitting here, I guess. The metal, that's a good question. This giant Poon Boy, these John Gray knives are pretty wild. But I think this is the one that's nice that I bead blasted. Yeah, that's the one I'm not going to mess with. So this is the one that I had that had snails all over it that I got for cheap. So we'll bead blast this one and then we'll turn it black and then we'll acid wash the blade. I will keep it out to the side here. All right, got a few more here. I think we'll be done. This is another super cool one. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one to the side too. Put that one over there. All right, so this is the Bulldog, which is another awesomely comfortable knife. It's got that choil that goes into the scales, like I've said I really love on knives that make them super comfortable. And they make a little 3-finger knife for me turn into a 4-finger knife. And this one is the ultimate in comfort. I mean, they don't get much more comfortable. I think it's the Bulldog, isn't it? Yeah, Bulldog. Osho design. No, mister, I haven't. That's the wrong direction. Whoops. All right. This is the mini October. So that's the little version of the October. And Where's the big version of the October? Could have sworn it was right here somewhere. Oh yeah, so that's the mini October. And there's the titanium October with a cool milling pattern. That one's got a cool milling pattern too. No, I haven't, mister. Again, I keep reading your same question. But this one's super cool too. This is the microlith, and they make a megalith that I still need to get. But this little microlith is a super clean looking little knife. I mean, you talk about, if you like little knives, this should be your guy. Like, this is one of the cleanest little knives I've ever seen. With a good clip. Very snappy little tab. But that is the microlith. Super cool knife. Oh, I need to leave it out. Yeah, I like patina. I'm not saying I don't wish it wasn't the case, but I'm honest. So there's a mini sheepdog. Here is another Kaiser original, I believe. Not sure what that says. I thought this was an original too. I'm confused at what the difference is between those two. Kind of forget. Maybe this is an original too, and this is an original or original XL. There's something going on. These are both Kaiser originals, I think. TC, you know what's up with that? What's your favorite small? We'll go look at that. This is a pretty weird little one with that moving carbon fiber pattern. This is the Assassin. What else? Oh, this is one that we did a die on stream. This is the Kaiser Yacht. And this one is the Crocodile that I got not long ago, which is another super cool, inexpensive Kaiser. Towards the back here, we get to my... This is the Kobold 2. We get to my cheaper Kaisers. This is another Cormorant, the Gamers Edition. This is the Drop Bear 2 with the Warncliffe blade. And this is a Towser K full size in copper. So this can be shipwrecked. This is just black copper. And it's very heavy because it's copper. I'm going to put the scales over here. Y'all won't be able to see it, but I know y'all trust me. It weighs 6.67 ounces. So this is the full-size one, and the one I said that's absolutely one of my favorites. This is the mini Towser K, and you can see there's not very much of a difference between the full-size one and what they're calling the mini. In fact, the mini looks wider across here than the quote full-size one. So that's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm going to shipwreck this one. We'll use this one to do a shipwreck sometime. I've got 2 of these, I think, because I was going to shipwreck one. All right. Oh yeah, let me put that one up. All right, so that one was out here, and that's another full lineup. And I'll put these back. Yeah, 6 is heavy. All right, Drop Bear 2, awesome action. Cormorant, like butter. This Kobold, drop shut. This is a huge front flipper right here. This one's pretty easy too. If you can't front flip this Kobold too, is one you can try out. Crocodile, good action. Yacht, decent action. Assassin, buttery. Telling you, they're clutch locks. Button lock, pretty dang good. Liner lock, mini sheepdog, perfect. Microlith, kind of tiny blade, doesn't have much weight to it. The Mini October and the Bulldog. Bulldog clutch lock. I mean, this knife right here, I would almost tell anybody that hadn't ever tried a Kaiser crossbar lock to try this one over all the rest of them, just because of how comfortable it is and how usable it is. So yeah, the Bulldog is a great knife. All right, then I got another Drop Bear that I dyed black. I've got my LMAX one that I, consider special. And then that's my second one. I don't even know where that LMAX one stays in the case. Can't remember. I thought it was up close to the front because one of my favorites. Oh, here's one I didn't pull out a minute ago. This is a gentleman's knife. Very nice pattern on it. It's the PPY. A lot of guys like this knife. Older guys that like that kind of knife. Then we have another a double detent mini sheepdog. That's one of my favorite Kaisers. It's got that awesome click both directions. You can click it really hard to close it. And it's very fun to play with. Doesn't have a lock, just a strong double detent. It's probably the best double detent knife I've ever felt. I've got a few. This is one of my newer acquisitions too. The Pioneer. I'm liking this one too. This one doesn't have the best of action. Front flipper works great on it though. And it's a cool looking knife. Then we have the UD Bear 2. See what else we got here. All right. I just ran into a Vosteed. So that is it. That's the last of my Kaisers. But when I say nice knives in my nice knife case, I consider a lot of these nice knives too. I mean, a lot of these are budget knives. But the ones I showed at the beginning, the titanium ones and the bigger ones, and some of those are nice knives. I feel like I'm missing a spot. Oh, I put the PPY in the wrong place. The The Kaiser Mini Bay is like that. Oh, that's awesome. Have to check that out. So I bought a Raccoon with the Vanker lock last night, finally. I got it. That's what I couldn't remember that I bought, that I was mentioning earlier. But I got one for $150 instead of $250. And the one I got is unused. Let me show you the one I actually bought. Well, let me leave it here for a second. Let me go to my real Reddit. Hold on. Oh yeah. Hold on. Dang it. All right, I don't see it. Weird. Give me just a second. This guy was a new... No, he wasn't a new seller. He was... All right, here he is. Oh, that was the Tucson. All right, here he is. View profile. Here we go. Copy link. Send to the Discord. Y'all know which version I got, but thought I'd show you anyway. All right, back to the Discord. Swear I just posted it. Oh, no, I didn't. Didn't go through. Hold on. There it goes. Well, now I got to go over to stupid Firefox. So, of course, that's the version I got. The plain Jane one. And he says he hasn't used it or carried it. It has no marks anywhere. So I'm good with $100 off. I think I will like that knife. I know TC has one. But yeah, grabbed it for $150 last night. Morning, Knives Are Life. Oh yeah, there's a very nice video from Knife Steel Nerds on the Magnamax. We should watch a little bit of that. Let's check out a little bit of this video.
This is Knife Steel Nerds. I'm really excited to announce Magnamax, which has been a long time coming. So let's just get into it because we need to talk about Magnamax. It's been talked about, rumored for years. So finally, I can say some more about it. Magnamax has been in development for a long time. When I first proposed the idea of Magna Cut to Crucible and Niagara in June 2019, I also proposed a high wear resistance version I was calling Stainless 10V. I call it Stainless 10V because that's the product that Crucible makes. This version was intended to match the combination of toughness and wear resistance of the non-stainless grades K390, Venatus 8, and CPM 10V. K390 has developed some popularity in recent years from Spyderco using it in a bunch of their knives. This steel really hits a sweet spot for having good toughness with very high wear resistance. That high wear resistance gives it excellent edge retention.
So, one of the most interesting things from this whole video is that Aerosteel is producing better MagnaCut than Crucible did. And that was very interesting.
Achieves that same level of toughness and edge retention, but with the same excellent corrosion resistance of MagnaCut. MagnaMax achieves those properties by using the same general approach to composition as MagnaCut, while increasing carbon, niobium, and vanadium for wear resistance. We are still waiting for the okay from our patent lawyer before releasing the composition, but that will hopefully come soon. The first commercial heat of MagnaMax has been delivered to a few knife companies, so it is time to talk about the steel, even if we can't reveal every detail yet. With MagnaCut, I tried to preach the benefits of balance for properties, not going too extreme for any one property. I promoted the benefits of thinner edges using its excellent toughness while still having very good wear resistance and edge retention. However, I knew that for some knives they would still benefit from higher edge retention, and that many knife enthusiasts would want a higher edge retention version of MagnaCut. So here it is. I tried to increase the edge retention by a large margin for MagnaMax, while still maintaining the goal of good balance, and I think the new steel is very successful at achieving that, so I'm very excited about it. The biggest change for MagnaMax over MagnaCut is of course the increase in edge retention. MagnaMax matches the edge retention of K390 and Venatus 8 as was intended. This also puts it in the same range as steels like CPM 10V and CPM S110V, and it puts it above several notable stainless powder metallurgy steels like M390, ZDP 189, S60V, S30V, and CPM M4. So this is a big jump in edge retention over MagnaCut. My stainless toughness chart has gotten pretty busy. MagnaMax is just above VanX, S35V,
so right here,
and CPM 154 and
check
XHP.
Out, so MagnaCut is over here, right here, at like a little over 60. And like an 18. And Aerosteel's MagnaCut is up here above 64 and up at around the same toughness, but much better heat treat and better hardness, which is pretty wild.
Those four steels were the toughest powder metallurgy stainless steels available prior to MagnaCut. So MagnaMax matching or exceeding the toughness of these grades is exciting. You will notice that MagnaCut is on the chart twice, once as MagnaCut and once as Aerosteel MagnaCut. I have a separate video that talks about the switch to Aerosteel after Crucible's bankruptcy and how that slightly improved toughness of MagnaCut. Now comparing MagnaMax against its benchmark grades, Venatus 8 and K390, it is a small step above CPM 10V while matching those other grades, K390, Venatus 8. So even though it is a stainless, it still matched the toughness of the non-stainless powder metallurgy steels that we are comparing it to. So those that have been happy with the toughness of their K390 knives will also be...
Alright, so anyway, we're not going to watch the whole video, but if y'all join the Discord, those are posted in the links. And then I had a couple of knives I wanted to show y'all this morning. And I haven't bought any of them because of how expensive they are. But this is a Sativian in M390. And it looks like, to me, it looks like one of those same OEMs from, oh my goodness, that Lemifshi used, that we looked at. The $400 knife that was $170. Who is that OEM? My God, I say it all the time. Well, why can I not? Is it Mech Force? So it looks like a Mech Force OEM knife to me. Is it Mech Force? No. Not Mech Force. It's that other company. Tech. No, what is it? Oh my goodness. I just showed it the other day with that Lemivshi. Lemivshi JR 9402. This knife, that was OEM'd by, oh my God. Why can't, no, it's, hold on, give me just half a second. I'll use Google Lens to help me find it, because I know it'll look just like the one on their website. Of course, it's not helping me find it. I talked about them twice last week. Yeah, Dream Tech. Yeah, so what I was getting at is I bet this knife is listed here. I bet the same Sativian. So let's go back to that knife. This is a beautiful knife. I love just about everything about it, except for the price. Front flipper. Here's the one that we were just looking at from Lemivshi. But it looks basically like the same knife, and so I was wanting to go through here, try to find it, see if it was on here. But DreamTech does a lot of OEMing for people that they don't talk about. In fact, that's a pivot lock knife. Looks very familiar. But anyway, I ran across some cool Sativians. This one is $250 with 20% off, so $200, which is pretty pricey. But it was kind of cool to see them stepping up in the game. And this was another one with M390. Holtzman's Gorilla Silver Fox, that I like everything about it. It comes with a case and a sharpening stone and a bag and all kinds of stuff. Crazy M390 knives I ran across on Amazon. This was another one that I had not seen or heard of that kind of looked like maybe the same OEM. This is the Scout Rat in M390. But I like these blade holes. I like the shapes of a lot of these. And I did buy 2 of the nice Sativians last night because that's what I started with. And it kind of makes me reminisce. But I bought 2 of them. I bought this one right here. I bought this one in M390. And it's not my normal look either, but it looks like an awesome front flipper. Got an awesome clip. And since I'm selling all my budget Sativians, I wanted a couple of nice ones to remember the brand by. So I bought this one. This one is reasonably priced. $80 for M390 with 10% off. And it looks like a cool knife. And then the second one that I bought last night was... Did I order 2 of the same knife? No. Alright, here's the second one I got. And like I said, I'm selling all my cheap Sativians. So this one looks super cool too. Another front flipper. Another good clip. Another M390. And it's $100 with 10% off. So $90. And that looks like a super cool knife too. Oh, you had the 992 and returned it? That's awesome. TC, you got those? Yeah, I figured you might. The 992 was the carbon fiber one? Yeah. Yeah, I bet they're nice. But like I said, I've got a bunch of I've still got some bundles of like 5 or so of those Sativians and Efengro budget ones that I need to sell. But I'm trying to get rid of all those original knives that I bought, the $20 ones. And I've already got a couple of the nice Sativians with the Damascus blades. But I thought I would find a few more. All right. What is next on the agenda? I've got another patterned one of these with the Sagaya pattern, I think. Yeah, I got one for a deal, so I went ahead and bought it to have an extra one. So it's out for delivery today. Oh yeah. I wanted to see what's going on with this one. I think this screw is supposed to be on the other side. So I think that might have to do with something about the orientation, but let's try to figure it out here. Because most of the time, the screw you unscrew is on the show side. And if I ever took this one apart, it was a long time ago when I wasn't as versed. All right, so what's going on here? So it's got a blade stop built into the blade. That goes in that channel. And it looks like this liner, I think I'm going to, yeah, some of them do put the show side with the flat side, so that's probably how that knife came. What knife is this? The Doman. I bought this from Discerning Man on one of his purge sales. So let's go look up the Kaiser Doman and see from the factory which side the smooth side's on. I'm going to guess it's on the show side like it was when I took it apart. So yes, the show side is what has the flat part. So it was put together correctly. Okay. So it does not have, it does have a detent ball in the liner. But it, you know, of course it's a liner lock. Don't know what's going on with that. Let me look at the back of the blade here, see if anything weird was going on with it. I don't see anything. It looks pretty good, actually. It does have a D-shaped pivot. Let me use some of my cheap Earl here. All right, give me just a second. We'll get this put back together. Wow, that was way too much Earl. All right. Yeah, Mitchell, I talked about that earlier. He lost 160 packages. All right. So there is no stop pin. It's built into the blade. I don't know what I was looking at earlier. Oh, it's got a channel on both sides? Huh. I guess it would have to. See what's going on with it now. All right. That's good and tight. That one's good and tight. And that one's good and tight. All right. Yep. This knife is faulty. Wow. How in the heck did that happen? You have to like... Yeah, that didn't even lock up. Man, I bought this knife from Discerning Man, and I know it locked up when I put it up. Centering is perfect. Everything's put back together right, and it will not lock up. Garbage Kaiser. That just locked up that time. I can fix this knife, and that might be a good opportunity to show people how to fix something like that. We can take a little bit off of the liner or a little bit off of the back of the blade. There, it locked up that time. Let's see how much lockup it's getting. Barely getting any. It's got a good angle on the back of the blade, so we could use the Dremel to remove a little material from the end of the lock bar and fix this on up. So I might keep that for a project one day to show people how to fix knives that don't lock up correctly. All right, well, that's cool to know. But not cool that it doesn't work. Actually sucks. All right. We've been going a while today. I've been talking, huh? You know what I haven't mentioned once yet in this video is the fact I'm sending off a bunch of knives today, including this one I got. This is the pouch it came in. It's supposed to come in one of those hard plastic boxes, but I'm sending this off to one of our fellow chat members. This is the Lamia with the milled blade. Beautiful knife. Super cool knife. Buttery action. I tightened up the pivot pretty tight on it. Let him do any kind of tuning he wants to do. But this is going out today, as well as the giveaway winners packages. I hope to get them out today. If I don't, it'll be tomorrow on my day off. Definitely getting this one out today because I got it on Saturday and it was supposed to just be passed along to one of our buddies here. It came in an Olitans pouch. They usually come in those hard plastic, things that I've shown y'all 1,000 times. I'm not sure if I'll keep this pouch. I'll probably keep this pouch and put it in one of those hard plastic ones like they're supposed to come in. So yeah, I will ship this right out after the broadcast. You know how people are. I'm not sure if he wants me to say who it belongs to. I don't think he cares, but you know me, I try to not stir the pot. Oh yeah, something else I got yesterday I wanted to show y'all that I bet y'all haven't seen. And you might have. But they are hinges to build little cool boxes with, to store stuff in, that are completely hidden. Yeah, so that belongs to... Yes, Sever, I'm shipping you some too. It's all good, Bob. Yeah, so that Lamia belongs to Mr. Bob. But these are super cool. These are totally hidden hinges that all you do is drill a hole on both pieces of wood. I don't know if y'all have seen these barrel hinges before, but what you do is you have a lid on a box and you drill a hole into the bottom piece and into the top piece, and then this makes a complete 90-degree hinge that is totally hidden, which is pretty awesome. So you can make a lid to a box that looks like it has no hinges. And if you haven't seen these, super cool. Let me show you what they're used for a lot of times before we leave today. So let's see, let's go to YouTube and let's say wooden book box. Yeah, that's all right. I don't think he's using them there. Trying to think. Okay. So
have you ever seen these hinges? Wondered about using them yourself? Today I'm going to show you how to install hidden barrel hinges. This is at least the way I do it, and it gets the job done with a high level of accuracy. As you can see by this install spec, there are some pretty precise measurements to be made, just like you just saw on that backgammon board, on the inside of a box. In this case, I'm using panels laid flat to more accurately demonstrate. Simply line your boards up, place the jigs where you want your hinges to be, then use some kind of clamp to hold everything together. Use a center punch or awl with the jig holes to create a center point for your drill bit. Do note, you will purchase for this install below, to make it easier to install these in 100mm on its own. One other note is that a drill press will be far superior at this drilling task than freehand with a drill. The 10.5 may be more necessary if you don't own one. Now you see me using a flathead screwdriver to knock these in. This was the only way I was able to get my hinges seated in hardwood, but in softwood, you'll find this task to be more forgiving.
I want to show you.
These are the barrel hinges.
So right here,
and I should put some paint.
Is how you use them. How I would use them. So you drill a hole.
The other side, and the screw. Your diameter is to find sure the barrel. Now I insert one screw in the side groove. That way I make sure the barrel won't move.
You can lock them in with epoxy, but...
Now I insert the barrels in the holes in the cabinet box.
And so they're totally hidden
and I insert
from the outside. And you can make some really cool hidden boxes with these. Those are different.
These are the barrel hinges.
Yeah, but I can weigh them for you. But you can use some. You can make some really cool stuff with them. I'm gonna make a cool little hidden box. Trying to see. There was a guy that made one that looked like a wooden box that looks like a book. So you can make these cool boxes that look like books with those hidden hinges, and instead of having exterior hinges like that ugliness, you can have them where they don't show at all. Probably like this one. That one, I don't know if it has them or not. Can't tell. I don't think it does, but anyway, thought those were cool, so I grabbed some. I'm going to make something out of wood. You asked me to weigh them. I will. You said something about maybe for RC. I haven't looked at the chat in a minute, so. Oh, that's awesome, Pete. Yeah, John Wick boxes. There you go. So they weigh, let me get it on grams. They weigh 5.2 grams each. Mister. 5 grams each. Morning, Nick. So everybody grab a Mojave this morning? I hope so. You gonna they make these boxes that are like the perfect size for these little cases. So this is going to be Mr. Bob's box. It's got a label on the outside, so I'm trying not to show it, but I got to tape this wooden flat back on too. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all and gals. Appreciate y'all being here this morning, talking knives with me. This is what I was talking about the other day when I was talking about knives with very sharp points. You can cut around the edge of labels like this with a good point. So I just kind of barely score it, and then you can pull labels right off exactly. I just use that knife to score around the edge. And I just don't like putting labels back on top of somebody else's name they sent them to me. But if you cut a little notch, you can get them to come off pretty perfectly and not lose any cardboard. So I just barely touch, but I was talking about the fact that the Tonto of this knife had a better tip than the drop point for going around edges like that. But that's what I do to fix, to get labels off of boxes. A lot of people just put a new label on top of somebody else's name, but I don't like giving other people's info to random people. So you might, because you can pull that label off and see the person who they got shipped the knife to before. I just try to give people their respect and privacy. So here's Mr. Bob's box. What milling are we talking about? What did Robert say? Oh, the ABW slip joints. Pete, while you're here, did you hear me say that I was kind of glad that Jufull released these with these patterns so that Lemifshi will hopefully release the Epicenter? because I prefer Lemivshi quality over Jufull. So I'm kind of glad that the two patterns for the Mojaves that Jufull did were these two patterns, which both look great. But I'm hoping Lemivshi releases the Epicenter. And those real pictures, I'm just really impressed by the way the fullers look. I'm not sure if you saw that either, but he sent me some real pictures so that we don't have to worry about not seeing the fuller. And this is what the knives actually look like. But you can see those lock bar inserts are milled. The back of the clip back here is milled. The milling inside the fuller looks perfect. They look excellent. Here's the... You can see the milling in the back of the lanyard hole all around it. Looks perfect. Like I said, the lock bar and down the middle of the blade. So they pretty much nailed this knife. I knew they would, because this is what they do good. They do frame locks really good. I just can't believe they matched all the internal milling pockets. Everything. The lock bar insert, how it's shaped, and how it has the two pins. Yeah, there's the milling on the back spacer, and that milling looks great. It's got the same little locating tab pins that go into the frame. So yeah, pretty awesome job. And here one more time, we'll look at it. The action on this one looked a little better. They really do look good. Chinese marijuana. Lockup. Wait a minute. Was that like 50% lockup? That looked like a little bit. If it would. Wait, hold on. Does he show it again? Yeah. Oh no, that looks pretty good. 35%. Yeah, that's good lockup. Well, I'm super excited about that knife. That's why I didn't Yeah, yeah, they didn't copy the cactus on the inside. I had a link that showed the milling pockets and everything right here. So there's the cactus. They didn't put that in there.
Yes, we're in Arizona. Yes, there's a sorrel cactus. Oh, that's awesome.
But the holes in the scales, everything else matches up perfect. I don't care that they didn't put that in. I could add that with my laser.
Oh yeah, there's the milling pattern. So you can see, if I can get this to pick up, yes. So, that's a choice. The pattern that the machine makes, milling that out, you could have...
Saguaro cactus. That's what I was trying to think of. All right. That's enough video for one day. We're going to end this one off. Started out with the Mojave and ended with the Mojave. I don't know who Martin is. I'm guessing he's the owner. Yeah, I mean, I figured he was from Machine Wise, but I don't know these people by name. Hope y'all all have a great Titanium Tuesday. I haven't popped it up yet, but if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button on your way out, that would be awesome. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. Yeah. Nick, Mitchell, Pete, Be Shady, Mr. Knives Are Life. Mr. Bob, have a great Tuesday. TC, Robert. Appreciate y'all. Already said Mr. Mitchell. Shout out to Tarot Destroyer Q1X6123. See you tomorrow, 24 hours from now. Thank you, Miss Trouble Bunny. Hope you got your belts made. Mr. Sever7. Mr. Michael. Thank you, brothers. Ashton, good to see you this morning. And I think that's about it. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Thank you for joining me here this morning. Oh, Be Shady. Yeah, I forgot Be Shady, I think. Pete out here naming presidents and stuff. Rubbing elbows with presidents. I see you, Pete. Well, thank you, Mr. B. Shady. I appreciate you being here and having the mindset that you have. I really do appreciate that. More than you'll ever know. I appreciate that you're willing to just be a reasonable stand-up guy. I'd let you do my sister. Anyway, guys, love y'all, appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow on my day off. Peace.